Google Form is a free web-based tool that you can use to conduct a survey. Google Form did not only stop at conducting a survey based on research questionnaire, you can also use Google Form in order to assess your student performance by preparing a multiple choice based question, by preparing a subjective question that filling the blank space, also by conducting or preparing essay questions. And while doing that, you can let your student know their progress while answering the questions, and you can also stop that. That is the assessment. Progress assessment can only be available after they are done with their assessment. You can be able to release their scores to the available email address provided during the interim of the assessment. So follow me in this video to see how we can prepare a multiple choice questions to students. So as you can see, you open your browser and then type docs.google.com and hit your enter key. This will take you to this Google Form environment. From the cascade menu, you select forms and you have this. You click on the blank form to open and you have this again. From this untitled form, you change it to your desired form of your choice. So for instance, I want to have a caption or a title of the Federal University of Latvia. So this is what I want my heading to take. So from the description here, you can write anything you want, including image if you want to. But for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to write CSC 313, second, and then third continuous assessment. I will make it to be bold. So after doing this, you now come down and you see you have these options. From these options, you can select short answers, or you leave it multiple options. So for multiple choice. So for the purpose of this, we are going to use both. But for instance, you know, in any assessment, we need what is required for a student to write, like the matric number and then his name. So that is why I'm selecting short answers on these very first two options. So I'm going to write student matric number here. Then I'll come down and duplicate this. There is no need for me to go and insert another one. I will write again student name. After the matric number, the student is also required to write his name if it is applicable to your own assessment. And if this is done, from the options again, you have what we call split section. So these split sections will enable you to have categorize your question section by section. Like for instance, the first two will only take student information. The second section, or that section 2, is going to take the multiple choice question, that's MCQ, right? So we are done with this. So on this first one, if you want, again, you can write another description, but if you don't want, you just select multiple choice and you now begin to write your questions. I have a bunch of a question bank that I've saved on Microsoft Word. I will navigate to my Microsoft Word, copy the questions there, paste it here, make it bold. From the options here, I will make it to look to be more simpler. I will copy all the options related to this question, that's A, B, C, D, and I will paste them here. But I don't want anything like A, B, C, D. I will let my Google Form to handle that for me. As you can see, I've removed A, B, C, and then I will remove the D option, the D items, and left with the options. I'll come back, and then from this one, you can select shuffle. As you can see, that will make the options like to be reshuffling. If we are answering the same questions, your own is A, my own will be B, and the other one will be C, and the rest. So that's how you go about this. So we need to do some settings. Here at the top, you see we have responses and settings, so we can go into settings and make our quizzes effective. As you can see, while we are here, the quiz was gray. So now we turned it to be blue. Once it's blue, it means it's ready to accept to be a quiz. So on the second one, we have some options here that once they are turned to what? To blue, it means they can accept input, or they are okay, they are active, right? So we have value point per questions here. As you can see, we have 1 point, that is 1 point per questions. That's if you want to give it a uniform point per questions. But if you want to give it like the questions you want it to varies, you can, at the end of every questioning, you can go to the point and add the point to your desired number of points. But for instance, my own case, I will give it a uniform 1 2 3 well sorry 1 1 1 1 1 per question. So that is why I'm selecting 1. So this one is asking you whether you want to verify email address or not. So I want to verify the email address, so I will let it verify the user of this. So again, we have a progress. So we are selecting, that's always we want to what? Submit responses. It's not that we are what? We are students are getting responses as they are answering the questions. No, we are going to release the question, the progress of the what? Of the CA after they are done. That is after you have closed the assessment. So you can also see here, this is the progress bar. That's are you ready to let your questions to be question per question, that's a question per page, or you want all your questions to reflect in one page. So in order to minimize cheating, I will let this progress bar to be what? On. That is, it will be question by questions, and I will also make it like not a non-editable. After non-editable, I will also let my question to be it will not save any responses to the questions. So, and here is what is a feedback. If you after you submit your details or your assessment, so this system will display CSC 313 second and third assessment, or second CA successfully submitted, or submitted successfully. So you can also customize it the way you want it to look like. So I'm going down. So these are all what? Are all settings peculiar to what? To my own desire. So you can also go over and over these peculiarities to see which one is more peculiar to your need, or which one you don't like, and then one or two things might be what you hate or what you want. And this is how you go about setting all these things here. After you are done, you can now navigate to move to responses. If you see these responses, after on this accept responses is turning, or is turned already to blue, meaning it's ready to accept responses from students. But I always prefer turning it off while doing my preparation. So I turn it off now. I can go back to my questions and continue with what? With my question preparation here. But remember, we did not assign any correct answer to these particular questions, so we can go back to this answer key. So once we are all on this answer key, anyone you select to be your correct answer, you select it and it will turn to green or ticked green, and you are done. You duplicate on this in order to duplicate this question. Move to your Power Question Bank, copy question, paste, move back again, copy options, or after you've deleted these options and left with one, you go back and copy all the options. You paste it here so that they can be replicated to the what? 4 subsequent options. You now go back and then do the usual deletion of the what? Unwanted A, B, C, D. After you've deleted it, you go to your answer key. You now select the correct answer to this question. You now click on done, and then you duplicate. Go back to your question bank, copy your questions, paste them here. You now delete, you paste them here, you delete these unwanted options again. You don't like them because you want to copy another one from your question bank. You navigate back, you copy those questions. After you've copied the questions, you paste them here as well. You now go back, you remove the unwanted A, B, C, D, E, or A, B, C, D, that's 4, right? So you've deleted them. You now move down to the what? Answer key. You now select the correct answer. It will turn green. You click on done, duplicate it again, go back to your question bank after deleting these questions, deleting the options, what have you. So you need to go back, click, go back, copy the options, paste them here. Once they are here, you do the usual usual routine of deleting this A, B, C, D. After you've deleted them, you see you delete this one, you delete also this, you also delete D, you scroll down to your answer key, click on answer key, delete, select the correct answer, click on done, duplicate again. So this is all how you you'll be going about your responses and your MCQ. For instance, if it's subjective, also is the same thing. You can just select your answer short and you can apply answer to that. But one funniest thing about the aside from MCQ, the other options is like you need to go through and mark them, so each one is correct. You now release, and whichever one is wrong, you now mark it wrong. But here, once you set them, you can go about letting your system to do all the needful. Once they submit, they will be able to see their results if you enable the results show to the students. But if you did not, once they are done, you can be able to go to the responses, you look for download, you download the CSV format of this very result of student that will contain their matric number, their names, and all the questions they have attempted. The wrong answers are there, the correct answers are there, and the total marks earned for each matric number or for each student will also be available on this CSV file. And one good thing with the CSV file, you can open them with a worksheet or with a workbook. That's Excel, right? So you can be able to do that in Excel. So all you need to do after that is just cleaning your data, and that's all. So for instance, we are done. I will now click on responses. You see the acceptance is this. So if you want to invite any or send it to any specific mail you want to send, you tap the email address here and then click on send. But if you don't want, you can see we have link here where you can come and then click on shorten URL. That is why you see the URL will be short now than the earlier one with the very long one. So we also have embedded. This embedded iframe will allow you to integrate this very questionnaire or MCQ into any browser of your, or into any HTML document or PHP document or any web-based tool that you want to integrate this. So we also have an icon of Facebook if you want to share it with on your Facebook, and if you want to share it on Twitter, you can also do that. So that's all what you have. So for the purpose of this, I'll go back to my link, click on shorten URL, copy this URL. If you want to send it to any person that what's required to submit or attend to this link, you can then do it here. For this purpose, you've seen we have pasted it here, click, so it is not accepting any responses from respondents. So you are required to go back to the admin and let your settings that is under responses and let your accepting response turn blue. So you refresh this and boom, this is what you have, meaning that your Google form is ready to collect assessment from students. So if you like this video, please don't forget to give us a thumb. You can share our video always. Don't forget to follow us on both Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. On TikTok we are on tipped, while on Twitter, on Facebook, we are on Mabamanga Computers, and on YouTube, we are on Soft Skills Academy. Don't forget to always give us a thumb, and if you have any queries or a gray area you want us to discuss further, you can always drop your requests or queries on our comment section. Thank you for being with me.